Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Channeling for the Collective. My name is Allison Holly, and I am a channel and an awakening guide. And each week here on my channel, I offer a live stream where I channel for you. So if you're here, please say hello in the chat. I have allergies right now, so I'm going to be doing this a lot until I close my eyes. But yeah, if you are here, say hello. I would love to see that you're here. And yeah, so each week I offer this live stream as a way to tap into the collective energies and share with you what I'm witnessing. Hello. Let's see if I can make this a little better framed. Hello, Ozak. Greetings from Brazil. So good to see you. So yeah, and the way that this works is hi Kennedy, hi Christina. Christina from Stockholm, Sweden. I'm so glad. Hi Chris, so good to see you. Hi Stacy. Oh, hi Fleur. My brother's good. We actually just got a chance to hang out. He's been gone while I've been here, and he just came back. So we had breakfast together and hung out and laughed, and I could cry because I'm not going to see him. I'm taking off today. So thanks for asking. Hi, Rodka. Yeah, it's always good to hang out with family. It really does. It really does just make me want to cry. So good to hang out with family. Especially when you love your family. Isn't that a bonus? So I'd love to hear how everybody's doing. Catch me up. How have the energies been for you all this week? Hi, Jen from Australia. I love when you all share where you're from. Like I said, so the shifting in, for those of you who don't know, I am on a book tour and I've been in a new city, a new climate, like every other week or every week sometimes two different places in the same week. So Stacy, I was just with my family. Can we trade? No, I'm not trading. I got a good hand in this lifetime. Oh man. So yeah, that all of the changes, elevation changes. It went from like humid to dry. I'm going back to humid tomorrow. So it's a lot. Hi, Lewis from Michigan. So cool. Oh, sending love for any family issues. Trade them in. Trade them in. So the way that this works, and I'm just going to reframe this, I feel, well, maybe that wasn't um as you know, like live streaming from a new location, it's always trying to figure that out, but um so the way that this works is I am going to offer a channeling for the collective. I'm also going to tune into one of your questions and channel for you specifically. So if you have an individual question that you like to ask, you can type it in the chat starting now and type Q at the beginning of it, because that is going to help me delineate from the rest of the chat, because the chat kind of gets going. So I'm going to shift this a little bit. Here we go. That feels a little better. Okay. All right. So yeah, also let me know, how is everybody doing? Summer is in full force here in the US. So are any of you having fun, doing fun things? I'm also going to share with you, sorry, I've got to move it again. This is too, oh, there we go. All right, that's a little better. So I'll make the announcements. The announcements for this week are that my next book tour stops are going to be in Kansas City, Missouri. It's actually in a town near Kansas City at this event center called Milo Farm. and I'm going to be doing a channeling for the collective there. The in-person events are really, really incredible, powerful, community oriented. So I just love it. So if you are anywhere near there, and then the event after that is going to be the Starseed Gathering, and that is in Ohio. That's in Vermilion, Ohio. That's going to be a full day event where I'm going to be, offering a channeling specifically for people who are starting to awaken to their starseed understanding, maybe their galactic heritage, or knowing that we're star seeds. Um, so I'm going to be offering a channeling and an activation to further assist the cosmic connection. And then also, there's going to be a portion of the day where we're going to go into how to channel. So, this is a really fun event. So, if you're anywhere near Vermilion, Ohio, or, even if you just want to travel in, we do have a few people traveling in from other locations. So, if you'd like to do that, please feel free. Uh, let's see. So, I want to read some of these. Hmm. Summer is here. Beach bonfire season. Oh my god, I am missing the ocean. I am missing the ocean. Okay, I'm seeing some questions come in. Beautiful. I see 2. Just yeah, my eyes are watering. I'm excited to get back into some humidity. My allergies have been kicking up in the drier areas, but okay. Oh, how fun. A tea party. Oh, I love that. Okay. And then the other announcement that I have is summer camp. So, True Creator Summer Camp is coming up. Those of you who are following me on social media, or you're on my email newsletter, you've heard about summer camp. So, we now have all of our camp counselors, and they're guaranteed, they're like getting their flights in. Um, it's so much fun. I am getting really, really excited, and more people are joining in. So it's just going to be a really fun event. So, True Creator Summer Camp is our annual adult summer camp, and we're hosting it in Arkansas in let's see, it's in Jasper near the Buffalo River. That's where we ended up finding a place. So, that's in Northwest Arkansas. Um, and we're going to be diving into all sorts of different play shops like sovereign communication. Those of you who came to the first summer camp, Joy is coming, and he's going to be offering his play workshops, his play shops, which of course were just so much fun the first year. And then we have Amber coming back as well, who, if you came to the first summer camp, she offered the cacao ceremony. So she is coming back, and she's helping me plan most of this. And then my friend Cashel, who is going to be assisting with the channeling workshops and teaching yoga every day. So it's going to be a really incredible, hi Zahira. It's going to be a really incredible gathering. That is August 1st through 4th. There is absolutely still time to sign up. Check the link in the description box and come to summer camp. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, we're going to be focusing on channeling and ET contact. So, we're going to be having an ET contact circle. I call it Star Family Contact, but just so that everybody knows what it is. Most people say ET contact. So, we're going to be calling in our star family for in person contact. It's going to be really beautiful. Oh, hi, Maiko. Oh, okay. I see a few questions in here. We should make t-shirts for camp. Actually, that's already in the works. That's already in the works. I have a logo for it. So I'm excited because after my next 2 events, I get to kind of land for a minute. I get to land in Arkansas and just I have been moving so fast. Um, So yeah, it hasn't really given me the time to fully dive into this, but yep, t-shirts, definitely, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna count the questions. Let's see, we've got 1, 2. There's still time if you wanna put in your questions, feel free. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Hi, Jesse. Good morning from California. Where in California are you? So cool. I'm not asking, these are so good. You're like, I like all of these questions. Don't you love that when the questions that other people ask, you're like, oh, that one's going to help me. That's so good. Sacramento. Welcome, Jesse. How many did I count? 7? Ugh, can't keep track. Okay, I think it was 7. Okay, does anybody else have a question? I'm going to go ahead and just pause. Oh, Chris, you're a twin? That's so cool. I think that twins are, like, really magical. In fact, it kinda trips me out. It's like a whole thing for me. It just, like, throws me so much. I don't know. I'm like, "How is there another person that, like, looks like you?" I know not all twins look alike, but it's like a funny thing for me. Oh. Oh, I wish you could be there too. It sounds really it's gonna be so much fun. So like, so much fun. I'm genuinely incredibly excited. So I'll tell you a little something. Holding space for me, I do really well in, like, short burst containers, right? So the last time I held summer camp, I really have learned a lot since then because it was a lot for me to hold space for multiple days, and I will say that I did not fully do it. I had a lot of support, and with this one, I actually feel like I have even more support. I feel like, it's just gonna flow so well. The venue that we're hosting it at is just, it's perfect. So I'm really feeling excited about it. Hi, Richard. Hello, Richard. Okay, 6. Thank you all. All right, where is my let me actually get my phone here. So I'm going to for those of you who have been here before, you know that, um, I use random number generator. Oh, are all the questions the same? I love that. Okay. Random. So between question 1 and 6, it's question number 6. Which should be easy for me to find because it's the last one. Okay. Ooh, do I have this right? Is it Rodka? I wanna make sure I'm not missing any of them. Oh, yes. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, so the last announcement before I go into these questions, I have a private community. It's called the True Creator Community, and there's a lot of you who are here live who are in that, and I love it. We have a pretty good sized community and pretty active, pretty connected. It's a really beautiful space. So once a month, I offer a live channeling in that group. And then also once a month, my beautiful friend and community member, Stacy, hosts a community call where you get to connect with each other, share in your journey. I found that this was really important because the connection is a large part of why I formed that community. Yay, Kennedy's gonna be there. But as I said, I've been really busy and I am so grateful that Stacy is holding that space and offering the community call once a month. So in these community calls, you get to connect with each other, you get to share more about your awakening journey and really be held in that. Because on my tour, I have met so many people who still, from the beginning of my awakening, I've heard people say this. that um, that there's not really a lot of people around them physically that they can talk to about this stuff. Maybe they feel like they're going through this awakening process very much alone. And while that is a really powerful and important part of our awakening to navigate these things, to sort of a lot of times when we go through an awakening, what happens is our life sort of clears out. And I will tell you that this happens as we shift throughout the awakening. A lot of times this continually happens. We can hit multiple dark night of the soul. We can hit multiple times where we're really shifting so rapidly that those around us no longer really resonate. Um, that being said, having community can be incredibly, incredibly helpful on this process, in this journey, because, you know, we learn and grow so much from hearing each other's stories, from being witnessed in our own, and really just sort of feeling like, we're not the only ones. What that tends to do for people when we can really connect and share our stories from a very genuine place is we don't stop in our journey. It actually helps us continue. Sometimes, if we feel like we're the only ones sort of floating out here in space, we might, kind of shut it down for a while because it can be hard to trust the process and to be doing this as it seems on our own, right? So, community is massively important. It is a very supportive, incredibly welcoming, very authentic space. Also, that is important to me to have it be very authentic, where we can share the very human aspects of the spiritual awakening process because it's really a human process. All right, I'm going to dive into this. Thank you for the reminder, Stacy. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I'm going to read this. Me and mystery school teachings experience across time and space. Any insights? Okay. All right. I'm also going to read these other questions just to let it inform. Oh, I really like that one. Unconscious behaviors. How can I make the shift from self judgment to higher self? Really beautiful. Anger from biblical God can still be limiting. Oh, so beautiful. Wow. These are really beautiful questions. I'm loving all of them. Just gonna dealing with the allergies. Okay. I'm gonna see what else comes through. I'm gonna dive into the mystery school teachings, um, and really dive into that question specifically. And I like to read all of the questions because sometimes that helps to inform. All right. So those of you who've been here before, I'm going to close my eyes and go into the channeling space. Feel free to keep connecting with each other in the chat, sharing what resonates. And when I'm done channeling, I will open my eyes and read through that. Hmm. I got a little chatty. I can tell it's a process to get into the channeling space today. Okay. So diving into this question around your connection with the mystery school teachings and your experience across time and space. What's really coming through initially is that you already know all of it. The game is in rediscovery. We all already know on some level of ourselves, we already know all of it. We are playing the game of forgetting and rediscovering. And more accurately said, we are playing the game of separation and regathering. We are playing the game of the expansion into individual perspectives and what's part of that individual perspective. It has to be that we forget the fullness of who we are in order to have one viewpoint. And so as we start regathering all of these truths that we have always known, that we have in this lifetime and perhaps many other lifetimes experienced the forgetfulness of it. The game and the fun is to rediscover, regather, reclaim the fullness of who we are. Now, some of these mystery school teachings, again, they bring us deeper into a certain fractal spiral, an individual perspective. We are witnessing through one perspective how what's a good word? The alchemy, the magic, um, we'll stick with those. How the higher frequency realms interact with this density realm of physicality and of separation at this extent. That's really what mystery school teachings are. It is whew, I'm getting a lot of energy as I say this. It is the fullness of who we are, the fullness of the all that is, and how that from one individual fractal body of wisdom has come into the human experience and been perceived. And it becomes an incredibly mystical journey of discovery from the all that is coming into these density layers and being witnessed through a body of work or a specific lane of perspective. And so as we dive into these discoveries, the guidance is several things. The guidance is specifically two things. One, in the knowing, and I know that you know this, so this is coming through anyway, in the knowing that we are all of it, that we are simply rediscovering, we can be more aware of not giving our power over to a specific body of knowledge or a specific sect of teaching. We can witness, wow, this is one lens that we are perceiving reality through, specifically experiencing the higher dimensional uh, truths, um, abilities in this physical plane. We are witnessing it and we are coming back into it. And the remembrance, knowing that we are remembering and not that we are learning something for the first time, can help us cue into we're not giving our power to it. This isn't something that someone formed forever ago and that we are now learning for the first time. This is one lens of alchemy, of mysticism, of incredible power that a certain stream of consciousness throughout time has learned to activate, harness, and be within. And so we get to play the game of witnessing all of these different ways, all of these different understandings of how to navigate the game of being human. The same could be said of any body of knowledge, of any religion, even. It's simply the layer of dimensionality that the wisdom is coming through from. Mystery school teachings come from a much higher alchemical witnessing place. Let's say that better. They're coming from a it's direct and less filtered from a higher dimensional experiential place of knowing how to navigate the human experience from that higher frequency, that higher dimension. When we go into different dimensional spaces, landscapes, uh, there really aren't words for saying some of these things. When we go into the patterning is the word that's coming through of these different dimensional spaces, we are able to witness the human experience from a vastly expanded perspective, which means that we have more available to us, more tools, techniques, insight to help us navigate the human awareness. Let me see if there's anything else coming through for that. Hmm. Yeah, it's play. It's just play. And Radka, you're so good at that already. It is it is really witnessing from the place of knowing that you already know and letting yourself rediscover. Excuse me. Letting yourself rediscover and play with it on a new level. Now, even though there's a rediscovery process, it is truly always new because the embodiment of the frequencies. Hmm. I have to slow down. It's very difficult for me to put into words these concepts, these understandings. Because even a word, even forming words, brings it to such a density that it loses a lot. It loses a lot. And that right there is part of the lesson. That is part of the offering to each of you, that words can't ever capture it. A book can't ever capture it. Channeled insight can't ever capture it. What we are really going into is the energetic, the vastly expanded energetic embodiment and awareness of these tools. If we treat them as tools, these mystery school teachings, if we treat them as dogma and we narrow them to that level, that's all they will be. They will lose a vast amount of their potency and the deepest wisdom that they can carry. If we are looking to simply um, have telekinesis, for example, if we are looking to only have that and read a book about how to do that, we're losing all of it. We're losing all of it. It's similar to extracting one single chemical from an entire plant medicine experience. Nothing wrong with it, but you're losing so much of the fullness of it when that's done. So much. And again, to bring it macro to micro, once again, this is the journey of being human. It is a very narrowed experience. And so it makes sense that we would move into with these vast, huge, powerful teachings, that we would create dogma from it, that we would create a narrow focus from it, that we would try and even interpret it into words or doctrine of any kind. That's really bringing it into the density layers of deep individuation, which is the game. So when we talk about mystery school teachings, it's really expanded, but we can still make it very dogmatic. We can still bring it into the narrowest focus of the human experience. And that could be the very game that many desire to play. let's extract the knowledge and put it into words and make it a cult. Right? I mean, let's, all of these things, a secret society, even the name mystery school. um it's very pure and it's very beautiful, but we have at times brought it into very secret, sacred societies, and that is all for a purpose. We are at the level now collectively where all of these mystery school teachings are coming up because we are at the frequency where we don't need to disempower ourselves by placing it in a secret society. We know that each of us individually are God and can play within those realms. Absolutely. What a fun question. Thank you for asking that. And I'm going to go ahead and dive into the collective channeling. A lot of soul searching. Yeah, I can feel that. Oh, I'm experiencing that. Mhm. Mm. There was a big expansion recently. Um, my brain doesn't work very well linearly, so I'm not receiving when that was. It feels like the past couple months have been pretty launching, expansive for many people. Really just whoosh, this is it, let's go, big time. And now is the boots on the ground, as my beautiful friend Mike says, the boots on the ground. Now is the time where we dig into the dirt and ground and stabilize the implementation of that expansion. Now, from our higher self perspective, we move instantly. We move very quickly. It's there. In fact, there isn't a measurement of time. So it's not quickly, it simply is in the moment that we receive it. Our human experience desires integration. And it's because our mind has programming and parameters. Here's a fallacy. Here's something that many people believe that is not actually the way that it works from an energetic perspective. We often think that changes take so much time in the physical realm. It's not the physical realm that takes time. We are the witness to all of it from our point of consciousness. Human point of consciousness is very, very frequently predominantly from within the mind, which measures time, which has the programs that tell us limitation is real. And these parameters are helpful for our human experience. But truly, the physicality changes immediately in the moment that we are able to truly witness it. What does truly witnessing it mean? To be with it without a preconception of what it should be, what it has been, and what it will be. That's a lot for the human. The mind is built to hold the parameters. Even as we move into witness mind, which is the higher mind, the observer mind, we are still within the human experience. There will always be within the human experience mental parameters. Always. It's a beautiful gift that we've been given that assists us in being individuals. We couldn't be individuals without it. We would be the giant blob of all of consciousness if we did not have our individual human parameters in the mind and within the template. So there are parameters that exist, but the mind is what is stabilizing those parameters. So as we expand, what happens when we're expanding is we're highly present. a huge rush of energy comes through when we are highly present, and we are able to mm, shift quite a lot. Now, it's not from this perspective, it's not even called shifting. It's not even called shifting because shifting gives us the idea that we're going from one solid state to another solid state. It's never that. It's only our perception that this is solid, that we're moving into this solid. It's never that. It's the perception though. And so as we expand, it feels really good a lot of times. Sometimes it doesn't. The only time that it doesn't is if the mind comes in much quicker. But oftentimes, when we're expanding, we're highly present. And so this expansion is there I am. There's the fullness of who I am. Wow. And we get to be in it. And then the mind is going to come in. And the mind is going to say, this huge expansion, how does that fit with the old life? And that's where the integration, that's where we get to move this deeper in. It the transition actually never takes adjustment or time. On the physical level, even that's a myth. The transformation that we perceive of earth changes, our body changing, healing and degeneration and regeneration, it's simply a perception. And we place judgment on that perception. And when we place judgment on that perception, we have those attachments to the staticness of the shifting. I'm sorry, the staticness of what we desire to be to feel safe. So there is a lot right now. That was a whole lot, and my desire is that really landed, that really makes sense. So when we go through this big expansion, the mind needs to find its bearings again in the new, which isn't new. It's simply a more full experience of the self, which again, having a self is going to require parameters. It's just a part of this game. In our full expanded state, we're not here. We're not doing this. We're not. Mm. We are the ones in the full expanded state. We're the ones projecting this experience into this fractal perception of being one single human. So what we're experiencing right now, let's bring it a little more uh, micro, okay? In this one human experience, since we really went through such a big expansion, many individually you just knew that you were God, and you still know it. And now there is the gathering of the pieces and parts that creates the feeling of stability. Let's see how we can navigate this. It's the grasping. It's the grasping. When things change, it's exhilarating, and then it's a lot. Breathing, breathing through the changes or our perception of changes, and really, really remembering, really, really knowing that it is a gift that we even can perceive change. It is a gift that we even have the idea of things changing. That is a gift unique to the human experience. We get to embody, we get to be within the changes. We get to be within the experience of time unfolding, unfurling, moving. We get to experience the unique perception of one moment in time at a time. So to even perceive change is a gift. And when we have that perception that change and our ability to perceive change is a gift, We can ease up on the feelings that there is something that's going to keep us safe and that we need to attach to. We can ease up on the perception that we're doing anything wrong at any moment, which is really to say we can ease up on the perfectionism. We can ease up on the feeling of separation, even from ourselves, even from ourselves. Self nurturing is really the guidance that's coming through this week. What can you do? And this may be very new. It may be things that you've never done before, but what can you do to self nurture? What can you do to care for the self, to love yourself? And as we all know, as we all know, self-care can be a bubble bath, and it can also be something that doesn't immediately look like self-care. It is not just taking a nap or getting more sleep, although that's super important for many people, especially those who are in perfectionism and really trying to hold a lot together. Let yourself rest. But it doesn't have to look like that. Sometimes self nurturing actually means continuing the process that you began, continue the process that started. You felt that expansion. You know the truth of who you are on a deeper and more full level. Let yourself continue that and be gentle with yourself each step along the way. That can be self nurturing. What else? I'm receiving dragon energy. My next stop, those of you who can make it to Kansas City, there's a huge amount of dragon energy coming through for that stop. It's really been interesting. So, although this has been very, very prevalent, the dragon realm has been coming through a lot, specifically this year, really powerfully for many people. That's not necessarily part of the collective channeling. It's undulating through our perception, collectively and individually. Mm. Water. There's more about water. We are going to see it's starting to be shown. What I'm hearing is a war on water. Mhm. There are some of you who are here live, alive, who are here at this call, who are, let's see, connected to the water. You're going to be witnessing um, the environmental impact of that mm, governmental structures have had on water. Um, and when I say government, I include that is including that whole realm. So it includes financial structures, businesses. All it's part of that whole frequency realm. Um, yeah, I'm really hearing the war on water has begun. Um, some of you will be called to work with the water in different capacities to protect it, and also on multiple different layers. Some of you will be called to work with it and bless it from an individual experience, or to teach people the power of water. There's a lot of that coming through. So know that all of these things that we're experiencing on the human level exist on many different frequency layers. The water is okay. And what we're going to be seeing in the human landscape is that war on water. Also, witnessing from an awakening perspective that water is um, I'm seeing a rainbow. There's uh, Water is highly activating for the body. We don't often think of something as pure and potentially as simple as water. That's our perception from the human experience, that water is simple. We may not think of it as highly activating. It is highly activating. And we can bring the codes in to our bodies and extending into our energy fields by working with water. So pay attention to the water. Pay attention to the water. Okay, my loves, I'm going to go ahead and come out. I want to thank, oh, who assisted? Okay. Hi, my loves. Mm, okay. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Mm. Oh, bye, Jesse. Oh, yep. Yep. We talked about that. Did we talk about that, Courtney? I talked to somebody about it. Um, yeah, there's a lot going on with the water right now. There's a lot. And um, listen in. We'll all get our guidance as to what part we play in all of this. Yes, absolutely. Paying attention to the water in your own cells. It has come through in a previous channeling. I think it was a collective channeling that we are becoming more water. It's more than 70%. We're actually becoming a larger percentage of water. I'm curious to know if there's any studied scientific understanding of that, but that has come through in channeling, that as we go through the ascension process and come more into our light body, we are actually becoming more water. So that was fascinating to me when that came through. It might have even been a one-on-one session that I had with someone. So if it's the first time I'm saying this, that I have heard it in the past several weeks. Hmm. I'm so glad you were all here. Hmm. Okay, my loves, care for yourselves. Hmm. You've got this. Man, I could feel in the collective channeling how. Thank you, Kennedy. Oh, I love you. I love all of you. um, I could really feel how many people are experiencing a lot on a human level, just sort of feeling like maybe pretty down. Maybe just like how, maybe called in a lot, and now it's how can I be this? How can I hold this and maintain essentially? And yeah, just know that you're already doing it. Let the mind let the mind relax and know that all is well. Just know that all is well. Hi, Michael. Oh, the mermaid emoji. I think it's my favorite. All right, my loves. Well, as always, it's really beautiful to see all of you. Yay, Stacy, I love you. Okay, I love you all. I never want to get off these calls, but I can't wait to see all of you in future events in person, and join the community. Come to summer camp, come to one of the book tour events, and I will see you all soon. Bye.